Hi, this is Whitney from Weddings Done Well, and today I want to talk to you about some pros and cons of using an officiant who is a personal friend or acquaintance of yours. Now, there are a lot of options when it comes to your wedding officiant, and if you're getting married at like a religious institution, like a church or a mosque or a temple, then there's probably already someone there that comes with it and will be officiating your wedding. So that one's kind of a no-brainer. But there are other options if you're not getting married in a religious institution. So let's say you're getting married in a park or a hotel or a museum or a beach club or something like that. Then you can either hire a professional officiant, but the other option, and that's the one that I want to talk to you about today, is to think about who you already know. Is there someone, especially if they're a part of both the bride and the groom's life, because that's nice when they have a personal connection to both of you, that you already know? Is there someone that's a part of your story, a part of your relationship, or someone that has made a big impact at some point in your life? I've seen couples who have a mutual friend or a mutual best friend. Oftentimes that's a person that's been a really big part of their relationship. Maybe it's the person that introduced you to. I often also see couples who will have a college professor. Let's say the bride or the groom or the bride and groom had a professor who really made an impact. Someone that was a big part of them kind of blossoming in that pivotal time in their life where they figured out what they wanted to do and what career they wanted to go into, and there was a person that really inspired them and motivated them and maybe served as a mentor to them. That could be a really interesting person to have officiate. So my first pro is that they know you. And let's take a step back and kind of think about what that means. I mean, doesn't it feel good to kind of be known? There have been a few times in my life where I have been reacquainted with people that maybe I haven't seen in several years, but they knew me like way back when. You know, maybe we were kids together, we grew up together, and they know things about me that like maybe I'd even forgotten. Some silly saying I used to say, or some ridiculous way I used to wear my hair, or maybe they knew about my childhood pets or what my old phone number was or my old address. Like they knew that house that I grew up in. When people know you like that, that is special. That's not something that comes around very often. I mean, you're lucky if you have people in your life like that. And so if you could have someone officiate your wedding that knows you like that, especially if they know both the bride and the groom like that, I mean, that's not something that you're gonna be able to replicate by hiring an officiant and getting to know them, like, you know, having coffee with them 2 or 3 times before your wedding. Another tip is that they will be able to make it personal. They'll be able to throw in funny stories or include special anecdotes and just really give it a personal touch. And I think that that's nice because sometimes I've seen officiants that like literally forget the bride or groom's name or don't know their parents' names or their siblings' names or where they came from or what they love about each other or how they met or what their story has been, what they do for a living. Those are all things that a friend or like a family member or someone that you know personally would know about you. But, and that's not to say that a hired officiant couldn't. If they do their job well, they will. They'll ask you all those questions and they'll be able to include those in the ceremony. But even then, it won't still have that like extra personal touch. A third thing that I think is a big pro is that they will be in your life forever. So this person that marries you will get to be a part of your marriage, you know, your married life. They might be able to give a toast at your first anniversary or your 5 or 10 or 50-year anniversary. So knowing that they're gonna remain a part of your story is it's just another additional element to your friendship that makes it that much stronger. So my last pro would be how special it would make this other person feel. I mean, if you ask someone to officiate your wedding, to formally make you two husband and wife, that's a big ask, you know, that is meaningful, and nobody would take that lightly. And the cons, I mean, there really aren't too many cons. Obviously, if they've never done this before, they might be a little bit nervous and that might show. They might trip up on their words a little bit or just kind of stumble. That's okay. I mean, everybody that's there in the audience knows that this is your friend or your college professor or your uncle. You know, they would cut them some slack. It's really no big deal. Another one is that they forget some important things. If they're not professionals and they haven't done this before, then oftentimes they forget kind of like the ceremonial things. I can't tell you how often I see people forget to ask everybody to sit down. So let's say everybody stands up as the bride walks down the aisle, which is, you know, that's what you're supposed to do, right? That is the tradition, that everybody stands. But the officiant is then supposed to ask everyone to take their seats. Sometimes they give like a little blurb. Thank you for coming here today. We are here to witness the marriage of so-and-so and so-and-so. Everyone at this time, please take your seats. But it happens all the time that they forget to say, please take your seats, and your guests stand for like half the ceremony. So that's kind of a silly one. As a wedding coordinator, I do kind of stand there and giggle a little bit. Again, it's no big deal, and all you have to do now that you've seen this video is ask that person to remember to tell everyone to be seated. Usually people figure it out on their own and they just kind of start sitting down. But that's another like minor con. And then the last one, and let's hope this never happens, is that this person might not stay in your life. If you have a falling out or, you know, whatever the case may be, this person is no longer a part of your you know, your story, then it might burn a little. You know, there might be that sting of like, ooh, this person officiated our wedding and now we don't even talk to them, or we've had this falling out. And so that's a possibility, and it is something that you should at least consider. Otherwise, I think it's a fantastic idea. And as a side note, it's actually relatively easy to become ordained. You go through the Universal Life Church, and there are just a few steps that they would need to take. In terms of price, it's pretty low, just depending on what they choose to purchase. There's like different officiant packets where you get a certificate and like a desk plaque and something for your wall and like a hat and a license plate frame. There are a lot of different materials that this person could purchase if they want to announce to the world that they are an officiant. So the lower package that doesn't include very much, but you know, they are ordained, it is official. That package is like $50, and then you know, the larger packages are like $150, $200, but you know, it's not a big expense. And the other thing that you should think about is if this person decides that they love doing it and they want to do it again, once they're ordained, so they could actually officiate other people's weddings as well. So anyway, if you have any questions about the Universal Life Church, about becoming ordained, or even about creating a wedding ceremony, then please feel free to shoot your questions my way. Share this video, the one that you're watching now, share it with the person that you are going to ask to officiate your wedding for you, and feel free to have them ask me questions as well. Just post them in the comments below and I'll look over your questions and shoot a video just like this one to answer those for you. So anyway, in the meantime, please like this video and please subscribe to Weddings Done Well so that I can be a part of your planning process from start to finish and you don't miss a beat. So anyway, that's all I have to say today. Thanks so much for watching and happy planning.